Shabbat Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone for teaching us His truth to rule well. I'm the brother Izar out here in Leander, Texas. You know, and I'm just going to go straight into it. This is Hebrews. It's a lot. Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 10. You know what? Let me go up. Hebrews 11. And let me start off at the top. Hebrews 11 and 1. Now faith, all right, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, right? And you have this famous saying in the world, seeing is believing, you know? But yet they have their kids over there celebrating Christmas, believing in fucking Santa Claus, you know? They have them believe fairy tales and old wives' fables. But when it comes to the Bible, well, I gotta see evidence of an actual flood. I have to see evidence of Noah's Ark. Okay? I have to see evidence that Jericho was destroyed. You know? I have to see evidence and bone remains of the kings of Israel. You see? The Most High created the heavens and the earth in 7 days. Well, I have to see evidence, okay, that say that's factual, but they don't understand the scriptures, okay? Because a day with the Most High is as 1,000 years with us. You know? So it says, verse 2, for by it the elders obtained a good report. Okay? By that faith, the elders obtained a good report. And that's happening right now too. You know? Yeah, our forefathers is the elders is talking about. Okay? But who are the elders in modern times, man? Okay? Those elders were set up for a reason, man. You know? Those elders of Israel were people that were looked up. You know? They were looked up to, man. You have the book of Maccabees. You have Eleazar. You know? And Eleazar was an elder. He was an elder man. Okay? And what did he say? Well, they told him, you know, hey, you have to eat some pork. You know what? Let's just go to it, man. You know? Because we have to have a good report to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right? And that good report is the faith that we carry. Okay? So this is, let's see, it was the book of Maccabees, second Maccabees. Second book of Maccabees, chapter 6 and verse 12. You know what? Let me start off at second book of Maccabees, chapter 6 and verse 7. And in the day of the king's birth, all right, which is birthday, it says every month they were brought by bitter constraints to eat of the sacrifices. And when the feast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews were compelled to go in possession to Bacchus, carrying Jewry. Moreover, they went a decree to the neighborhood cities of the heathen by the suggestion of Ptolemy against the Jews that they should observe the same fashions and be partakers of their sacrifices. You see? So by the order of Ptolemy, all right, they were telling the Israelites, the Jews, Judah, Benjamin, Levi predominantly, that they had to keep their customs. Okay? It says, and whoso would not conform themselves to the manner of the Gentiles should be put to death. Then might a man had seen the present misery, you know? And that same stuff is getting ready to happen, man. The same stuff is getting ready to happen. Okay? The king's meat are these vaccines that are being pushed out, man. And eventually it'll lead up to the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip. You know? That's the same vibration that Antiochus or Antiochus Epiphanes IV was pushing out. The same vibration that Alexander the Greek, you know, had started. You know? Neighboring cities have to do what I say, and they have to follow what I follow. Okay? They're playing God, man. You know? They're playing God, and eventually what's going to happen, according to Sirach chapter 10, is that the Most High is going to take this kingdom from you, okay? And he's going to give it to one that is profitable, okay? Profitable to the world, profitable to the Israelites, and most importantly, profitable to himself, okay? Yahweh, the Most High. And who is he going to set up? Yahweh Shai, okay? And the 144 elect men, you know? So it says, brought, let me go back, verse 10, for there were 2 women brought who had circumcised their children, whom when they had openly led round about the city, the babes hanging in their breasts, they cast them down headlong from the wall. Okay? So because those babes were circumcised, okay, they knew that they were still practicing what Yahweh Bashem Yahushai had shown them, the law, statutes, and commandments. So what did they do? They grabbed them from the wall and they threw the kids down, man. You know? Took them from the parents and threw them off the wall. Killing the children, man. All right? That's why in the book of Psalms, it says, dash thy little ones, how does it say? And I shall dash thy little ones against the stones. You know? Because that what you did unto us, we're going to do unto you, man. In under the law, statutes, and commandments. You know, what's lawful for us to do. Which is slaying your children. You know? Taking your lands. It's all going to be possessed by Israel, man. Okay? So it says, verse 11, and others that had run together into caves near by to keep the Sabbath day secretly. Okay? Now, if the Sabbath day, okay, was every Saturday, okay, these heathen, they would have known that. They would have known that, you know? Sabbath, Saturday, you know? They kind of sound the same. And that's why you have Christians, and that's why you have messed up groups of Israelites that are teaching that the Sabbath day is Friday to Saturday. You know? That's why they're teaching that, man, because they believe, oh, well, the Sabbath day is on Saturday. You know, which both S's represent, or which S represents 6. You know, so they're like, oh, it's the 6th day, from the 6th day to the 7th. So they're like, well, Sunday was the first day. You know, so they're confused, man, and that's why we go out to the highways and byways to proclaim the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, to further expand the knowledge and to teach. Okay. And not just teach, you know, small things like the Pentecost was 50 days after the Passover. So Yahweh Shai was here for 40 days. All right. He was dead for 3, you know. So he was here roughly around 43 days. And when he said not many days hence, that should have been around 7 days. You know. We're here to proclaim those little things, but also the big things. The RFID chip being the mark of the beast. Okay? NATO and the EU being the beast. Christianity, wickedness, all the things, the vibrations that are pushed out in the world, democracy, that goes into the image of the beast. The name of the beast. NATO, EU, Babylon the Great, Mystery Babylon. You know? That all goes into it, man. You know? And if you're off, like Elder Apostle Tahar just made a video this morning, Okay, and he had said that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. Okay, which is very much true. And he even went into an explanation when he used to make bread. You know, and the book of Proverbs also goes into it. Okay, because it talks about the leaven, all right, or the bread of deceit. So this is let me go to it, see if I can find it. Proverbs. This is in the first few chapters of Proverbs. You know, but you have to beware of the bread of deceit, man. This is listen to the words. Let me see. Salakia. Bread. Salak. Look at overthrown. It'll come back to me. You know, it'll come back to me. But that's what they're pushing out, man. You know, they're pushing out deceit. All right. And when you go into the word blasphemy in Revelation 13, it's a speech injurious man. Okay. A speech injurious man. That word beast can also go into or that word dragon can go into a bestial man. You know? So scriptures talk about that bestial man. Okay? And he's going to be called the border of wickedness. You see? So that's what they were doing back then. And that's what Ptolemy was pushing out back then. Antiochus Epiphanes started pushing that as well. All right? So jumping down to verse 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 17. But let this that we have spoken be for a warning unto us. Okay? And who is that us, man? Well, when you jump back up to verse 12, now I beseech those that read this book, okay, this whole book, that they be not discouraged for the calamities, but that they judge those punishments not to be for destruction, but for a chastening of our nation. For it is a token of his great goodness, when wicked doers are not suffered any long time of our nation, but forthwith punished. Okay, so the people of our nation are punished, man. You know, almost speedily by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Verse 14. For not as with other nations, whom the Most High Yahweh patiently forbeareth to punish, till they be come to the fullness of their sins, so dealeth he with us. Okay, so if it's talking about other nations, we're the Israelites, you know? It says, lest that being come to the height of sin, afterward he should take vengeance of us. Okay, that's why Yahweh the Most High says vengeance is in his heart. You know? Verse 16, and therefore he never withdraweth his mercy from us, and though he punish with adversity, yet doth he never forsake his people. Okay, so that whole New Testament thing that it's for everybody and whomsoever and all, and that's bullshit. Okay, that whomsoever is of the nation of Israel, that all is the elect. Okay, so it says, verse 17, but let this that we have spoken be a warning unto us. Okay, and now will we come to the declaring of the matter in few words. You know? So it says, verse 18, Eleazar, one of the principal scribes. Okay? Eleazar, one of the principal scribes. Okay? Was Eleazar wicked because he was a scribe? No. Okay, there's wicked Pharisees and wicked scribes. Okay, but there was also righteous Pharisees and righteous scribes, man. You know, scribes were the ones that wrote things down. Okay, in Spanish you say escribir. You know, so there was righteous Pharisees and there were righteous scribes, man. You know, so it says, Eleazar, verse 18, one of the principal scribes, an aged man, okay, so an elder, it says, and a well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh. You see? So guess who their target first? Okay? Guess who their target is, man? When it comes to taking the vaccine, taking the RFID, the elders. You know? And if they see Nathaniel from the IUIC, okay? What's his name? Tazarat. From HOI and GOCC, you know? All these other camps, man, they're gonna go for your elders, okay? And they're gonna go for you, the elders, you know? Why? Because that it's systematic, okay? It's systematic. When Esau Edom pushed his wickedness upon the hoods, okay, upon the ghettos, which when you go into that word ghettos is where the Jews reside. Okay, so when they push their wickedness upon those neighborhoods, man, what they do is they target the older people. Okay, they target the older people, and then it'll trickle down through the younger. You know, because you look up to people, right? People that are older than you, those are the ones you look up to. You see, so they're pushing the same narrative right now, man. You saw that older woman, Jake, that was taking the vaccine. Why did they do that? So they can get the other Jakes to go in and try to do the same thing. You know, systematic. All right, that's how Esau Edom is. It says, verse 19, but he, choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spit it forth and came of his own accord to the torment. All right, he wasn't like, nah, you're not gonna drag me to get tormented, okay? Because he spit the food forth. He's like, I'll walk myself to that fucking thing, man. I'll walk myself to the guillotine. You know, that's why they allowed the guillotine to come back, because they're getting ready for this thing that's coming, man. All right, the persecution of the saints, the persecution of the people of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Whether you be a 2/3 or whether you're a 1/3, man, an elect. You know, they're coming after you, man. Regardless of your status in this nation. You know, they're coming after you regardless. They only want a small remnant. All right, and that small remnant is of the 2/3. You know, so the majority of the 2/3 are gonna die. All right, the saints of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua are gonna seek. They're gonna seek to kill. Okay, because what they want is a one world government. What they want is to rule over a small amount of people. Okay, because if there's a big amount of people, you know, then ideas bounce around. You know, and look what happened at Capitol Hill over there in Washington, D.C., man. And that was just a small crowd of people compared to the larger amount that would have wanted to do that. You know? It says, verse 20, as it behooved them to come that are resolute to stand out against such things as are not lawful for love of life to be tasted. Okay? So, what is lawful? Well, according to the law, statutes, and commandments, you shouldn't even take the vaccine anyways, man. You shouldn't take the RFID chip. You know? Because those are unlawful things. It says, verse 21, but they that have the charge of the wicked feast, for the old acquaintance they had with the man, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision. All right? So they were like, look, Eleazar, we know you for a while. You're pretty cool with us. Okay? How about we do this? You get lamb's meat. Okay? You get lamb's meat and come back to us. It says, such as were lawful for him to use, and make it, okay? And make as if he did eat the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king. All right, so they were like, look, we respect you, okay? But how about we do this? You come to eat the king's flesh, the king's meat, okay? Bring your own, which will be lamb, something that's lawful to you. And you eat that in front of your people. In other words, tricking them to eat unclean meat. Okay? It says, verse 22, that in so doing, he might be delivered from death. Okay, so Eleazar would have been delivered from death. That's like them saying, look, this is a fake needle. All right, you go like this and it pushes it back inside the needle itself. It's a fake needle, okay? So how about we do this? How about we put you in front of everybody and we fake puncture you, okay? And you say you got it, you know? That's the equivalent of what they're doing, man. You know? It says, friendship with them and find favor, verse 23. But he began to consider discreetly, and as he became his age, and excellency of his ancient years, and the honor of his gray head, whereunto he was come, and his most honest education from a child, or rather the holy law made, and given by the Most High, therefore he answered accordingly, and willed them straightways to send him to the grave. You know? That's the faith we got to keep, man. The faith of that Eleazar had, the faith of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, okay? Because Eleazar was like, okay, I wouldn't be breaking the law, right? If I fake taking the vaccine, you know, I wouldn't be, you know, breaking the law, you know, physically, but really spiritually, you're not supposed to put a stumbling block before the blind, you know, which that's a literal thing. But also spiritually, you're not supposed to put a stumbling block in front of the blind, man. So all you other camps that are coming up against the RFID chip being the mark of the beast, okay, saying that Cornelius was not an Israelite, the Most High has marked you already, man. Even if the brothers didn't, the Most High did, you know, because you're chasing after clout. You see, what you want is people to notice you. Look at me. I'm holy. I'm good. I'm a man of the Lord. You know? Doing it for filthy lucre's sake, man. And Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has a surprise for you, man. You're going to get your reward, but it ain't going to be no kingdom. All right? It ain't going to be no throne. Your reward is going to be a fucking missile to the neck, man. It says, Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 1. A false balance is an abomination to Yahweh, but a just weight is his delight. All right, you have to be balanced, man. You know? These dudes saying, well, you know, people saying the mark of the beast, mark of the beast, mark of the beast is the RFID chip. The next thing you know, all people are going to do is look for the mark of the beast of the RFID chip. No, man. We teach plenty of things. That's not all we teach. Okay? And then he comes back and says GMS slanders, liars. Bunch of wickedness that's going on in the world, man. The wax of many has love, the love of many has waxed worse and worse. Okay? How so? How so? Well, what is love, man? You know? The true love is to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. That agape love, man. Selfless. You know? Selfless love. That means your own interests are outside of the question, man. Your own interests are outside of what you're pushing. We don't go out to the highways and byways so people can look at us and say, wow, that's a great man. No, we know they pass by and say, man, that guy looks like a fucking idiot out there. I know that. But I don't give a shit about that, man. Because what I'm doing through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is pushing this word out, man. As sincere as I can be. And as much as I possibly can, man. Whatever was given to me, that's what I'm doing, man. You know? And Adawan Ratazah Yahweh Hashem Yahushai allows me to be part of the elect. And has me down as one of the elect in the book of life, man. That's what we want. A selfless love for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. We don't do this shit to get a large following of women and to you know, look great in this nation and to become somebody in this nation, man. If that was the case, we would have kept going to school. We would have kept going to those fucking you know, what do they call the scholarships and doing all that kind of stuff, going into professional basketball, professional football, okay? We would have done all that stuff, man. But we don't have a plan B, okay? There's only plan A or plan A. There's nothing else, man. There's only do or die, you know? And that's what Yahweh Shai taught us, okay? That's what Apostle Paul taught us, Apostle Peter, all the apostles, all the teachers from before, man. And even the teachers now. Elder Apostle Tahar is not saying, hey, I need y'all to send me, you know, $50 and buy me this and buy me that, man. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't, man. What's really important is this prophecy, you know, which you should be charitable to brothers, man. You know, you should be, okay? But it says, a false balance is an abomination unto Yahweh, but a just weight is his delight. Proverbs 11:2. When pride cometh, then cometh shame. All right, but because you're proud and you want to say, no, it's this, no, it's that. GMS is wrong. The elders and apostles are wrong. This is what it is. The Most High is dealing with me. That's pride. You got to humble yourself, man. Because the scriptures even say, even a fool is counted as wise when he sealeth his lips. If you don't know, shut up, man. You know? You don't know, shut up. Okay? If a brother's going to ask me, hey, what's the mark of the beast? Right away, RFID chip. If a brother asks me, hey, what's sin? You know? What's sin? Right away, I'm going to go into the scripture. Sin is a transgression of the law. Now, if it's something that I'm not 100% sure of, one, I'm not going to teach, and two, I'm going to keep studying it. You know? So if I wasn't 100% sure that the mark of the beast is the RFID chip, and I didn't have the breakdown, and I didn't have the understanding, then I wouldn't be teaching that, man. You know? I wouldn't be teaching that. You know? So again, if I'm not 100% sure about something, I'm going to seek counsel. And scriptures talk about taking counsel. A wise man, Proverbs 1:5, a wise man will hear and will increase learning. You see? So I'm going to study it. It says, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels. So who are your wise counsels, man? Okay? Who are your wise counsels? Because Isaiah 28:9 says, whom shall he teach knowledge and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Okay? Those that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast, man. That's who he's going to give it to. You know? Those that search the scriptures, just like the church of Berea. It says, Proverbs 11 and verse 3, the integrity of the upright shall guide them. You see? And is that not what happened to Eleazar? Eleazar had his integrity, okay? And Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. And that's what guided him. Okay, I'm not going to be breaking the laws, but I'm going to set a stumbling block before my brother. You know? So, you know what? walk me to that fucking guillotine, man. All right? That's the mindset we're going to have when these things start to heat up, man. That's the mindset we already have, you know? Verse 4. So like it, verse 3. But the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them, you know? So that's why Eliezer thought about these things and he was like, nah, you trying to get me all fucked up, man. That's not what's going to happen. All right? I'm going to set up an example for my nation, man. And that's what we're doing. From Judah all the way down to Issachar, man. We're setting up an example. All right? What is that scripture? Set up a... what is it called? Set up a standard. You know? Set up a standard, man. Okay? So it says, Proverbs 11 and verse 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath. You see that? So those worldly riches you're trying to set up here in this nation, it's not gonna profit you. All those girls you had following you, those 2/3 women, that's not gonna profit you. The Most High is not gonna come back and say, ah, man, you got 5 women? Shit, man, I can't get you. I can't destroy you because you got 5 women. I can't destroy you because you got all this following. The Most High doesn't give a shit, man. He doesn't care if you're you know, super wealthy, super rich. If you're wicked, you're done. You know? If you're wicked, you're done, man. You know you're done fucked up. Okay? So it says, verse 6, the righteousness of the upright shall deliver them. You see, the righteousness of the upright shall deliver them, man. And what's righteous? What's right in the eyes of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua? Okay? Prophecy. Okay? That's why through the apostle he said, rather that ye prophesy. You know? So for the most part, your breakdowns are good, and then that 1% is bad. Like Elder Apostle Tahar said, a little leaven, leaveneth the whole lump, man, like scriptures say. You know? So if you're out there teaching, hey, look, Esau is the self-proclaimed white man, Israel, the so-called Negroes, as he knows Native Americans, the 12 tribe charters in Ezekiel 37. Okay? America is Babylon the Great. NATO, the EU are the beast system. The 7 heads is the Greek, Germania Major, Minor. The Roman Empire, 1,000-year period past. The Spanish, the French, the English. And in Revelation 17, all right, the 8th is Babylon the Great, America, the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. And for the most part, you're good. And then you get to Revelation 13 and 16 and say, the mark of the beast is not the RFID chip, then you're fucking through, man. Okay? Then you're through. Your whole thing has to be spot on. Okay? Because that's our main concern. Prophecy. Okay? Why? Why is prophecy so important, man? Well, look at what happened to Eleazar, man. So going back to 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 24, it says, for it becometh not our age, said he, in any wise to dissemble, whereby many young persons might think that Eleazar, being 80 years old and 10, okay, and a score is 20, so 80 is 80, and 10 would be 90. We're now gone to a strange religion. And so they, through mind hypocrisy and desire to live a little time, okay, because he was 90, he's like, man, I'm about to fucking die, okay? I'm about to die. So why the hell would I cleave unto my life, man? Even if I was 20, I wouldn't do this shit, you know? It says, and so they, through mind hypocrisy and desire to live a little time and a moment longer. And that's what these Israelites are doing. You know? They're desiring to live a little longer, man. Let me live just a little bit better than I was living before. Okay? Let me just get a couple more women and a little bit more stuff than I was living before. And because of that wickedness, because of that pride you carry, you're gonna fall. You know? So it says, verse 25 again, should be deceived by me, and I get a stain to my old age and make it abominable. You see? So even if he wasn't breaking really a law, all right, yet he was still breaking a law, either by the Spirit or the law of stumbling block, a spiritual stumbling block in the eyes of the people. Okay? And that goes to show that Revelations 13 only goes, Romans 13 only goes so far, or Romans 14. It's a lot. It's a lot. You know, it only goes so far, man. But when it comes to choosing sides, either Yahweh Hashem Yahushai or these elites, okay, you have to choose Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You know, so let me go to it. Romans 13:1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of the Most High. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High. You know? But yet Eleazar refused to take the meat of the powers that were empowered. Now why is that? Because they're not going to lead you to salvation. Okay? Yeah, we have to yield at a yield sign. We have to stop at a stop sign. You know? It doesn't mean be fucking reckless and do whatever the hell you want to do. Oh, look, a stop sign. Fuck that stop sign. I'm going to keep going. No, man. You have to listen to the laws of the land. Okay? But when it comes to breaking the law of the Most High, you don't do that, right? And the law of the Most High doesn't say stop at a stop sign or don't stop at a stop sign. You know, adhere to the laws of the land to a certain extent. But when it comes to you have to take the vaccine or else you can't go to work, then fuck it, I'm not going to work, man. That's the mindset you gotta have. You know? Just like Eleazar. Hey, you might fucking die of starvation, man. Who fucking knows? You know? Now the Most High won't let you go through that. All right? But that should be your mindset is what I'm trying to make. You know? If your woman gotta leave, then hey, open the door for her. Okay? Open the fucking door for her. It says, 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 26. For though for the present time I should be delivered from punishment of men, yet should I not escape the hand of the Almighty, neither alive nor dead. Damn, man. And that word Almighty goes into the word Allah Shadya. All right, Allah meaning power. Shadya is like a demonic type. You know, a demonic type power, a fearful power, man. You know, that's who the Most High is, man. And it is a fearful thing to fall into the hand of the Most High. Okay. So if you're out there pushing something that's not part of the doctrine, the true doctrine, all right, then you're just spreading lies, man. You know? You're just spreading lies, man, and you don't have the fear of the Most High. Because if you fear the Most High, you're going to seek your salvation with fear and trembling, man. You're going to make sure that what you're saying is 100% correct, and you're going to attain unto wise counsels and say, hey, look, this is what I figured out. What do you think? Is this true? Yep, it's true. Okay, good. That's what we're teaching. You know? But if you're adhering only to yourself, the heart is wicked above all things. Who can know it? Right? And that word heart in the Hebrew means lab. The mind is wicked above all things. Who can know it? So when Yahushua came and he said, not just the actual action of the breaking of the law, but even the thought of breaking the laws, that's a breaking of the law. Yahushua took it a step further, man. So he was like, you're all fucked, you know? You're all fucked, except you go through me. And if you go through me, you will be baptized in my name, baptized in the name of the Most High, you know? And you will be reborn. You will be born again. And simpletons thinking, well, how the hell are you going to be born again? You know, are we going to crawl up our mothers and come back out? How are we going to be born again? You know, being simple, man. Simpletons. When you're born again, you're renewed as a man. Okay? It doesn't mean you're going to come back as a babe. You know? Born again is being renewed as a man of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. It says, 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 27. Therefore, now manfully changing this life, I will show myself such as one as mine age required. Damn, man, that's heavy. That's heavy. All right? We're required to be shown as men. Okay? And when it comes time to take a fucking knife to the neck, guillotine, or poison to death, because we don't take the RFID chip, we're not taking the vaccine. When it comes to it, I'll take it. All right? I'll take whatever punishment you're going to give me, because I'm not taking that piece of shit mark of the beast, man. You know? And you guys ain't even teachers of the fucking law, man. You know? You don't really get into the laws like the old prophets did back then. Okay? But yeah, you want to say the mark of the beast is sin. Well, you're going to leave a bunch of people stranded out in the fucking ocean, man. Because pretty soon this won't even be lawful to have in this land, man. You know? The Bible apps are going to get deleted. You see? So how the hell are people going to know, okay, the mark of the beast is sin. Well, what can I do? What can I do and what can I not do? You have to be more specific, man. The mark of the beast is the RFID chip. Okay? Is sin important? Yes. Do not sin to the best of your ability. Keep the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, man. Yahushua is going to fill in the rest. Okay? And that doesn't mean, okay, that if you're stranded out in the wilderness and all you see is a fucking pig, you're not going to eat that pig. Yeah, you're going to be hungry, but you're not going to eat that pig, man. You know? This thing that we preach and teach, we're going to keep even when we're not in the highways and byways. You see? So it says, Hebrews chapter 10 and 7. Then said I, lo, I come. In the volume of a book, it is written of me to do thy will, O power. You see? And that's the same mindset that Eliezer had. You know? He had that same mindset. I'm going to do the will of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushua. He may not have known the name of Yahushua, okay? But now Eliezer is back. You know? And he's going to do the will of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushua, man. He's going to do the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You better believe that. Okay? Ezra is doing the same thing. Jeremiah, Isaiah. Okay? And if you're too worried about this present life, you're going to die, man. You know? This is Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 7. The wicked man dieth, his expectations shall perish, and the hope of the unjust men perisheth. Okay? So if you're not just, if you're not balanced, if you don't have this truth, you're gonna perish. That's it, man. There is no, well, what if I do this, okay, or what if I do that? What if? There is no ifs, no buts, no nothings. It's one or the other, okay? You're either in the dark side or you're in the light side, man, okay? And when the light steps in, the darkness doesn't comprehend it, okay? So that's why a lot of you are going to be left out in the dark as blind men groping at noon. So what's our job? Our job is to not lay stumbling blocks, man. Our job is to clear the path. And if you want to walk it, then you're going to walk it. If Yahweh Shem Yahushai wants you to walk it, you'll walk it. But if not, even as clear as the path may be, you're going to stay groping at noonday, man. So this is Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 8. The righteous is delivered out of trouble, and the wicked cometh in his stead. Verse 9, a hypocrite with his mouth destroyeth his neighbor. That's straight to the point, man. A hypocrite with his mouth destroyeth his neighbor. The mark of the beast is not the RFID chip. You don't know how many people you're gonna fucking destroy by saying that shit, man. You know? You don't know how many people you doom, man. And their blood is gonna be in your hands. Get right. Stick to GMS, man. Great millstone, starting with Elder Apostle Tahar on down, man. Why do you think we make so many videos? Why do you think we go into so many topics? Why do you think we go out to the highways and byways every single week? Why do you think we search the scriptures? Why do you think we go into root words? Why do you think we look up words? Why do you think we look up sanctions? Why do you think we do all this stuff, man? We don't do it for ourselves. We're doing this for the elect. You know, and if you don't want to listen, then you're not the elect, and that's it. That's that. It says, Proverbs 11 and 9 again, a hypocrite with his mouth destroyeth his neighbor. Man. Let me get this one. Isaiah. Salaki, bear with me. Gotta get a couple precepts ready. So again, Proverbs 11 and 9, a hypocrite with his mouth destroyeth his neighbor, but through knowledge shall the just be delivered. All right, Proverbs 11 and 9, a hypocrite with his mouth destroyeth his neighbor. Job 8 and 13, it says, Job 8 and 12, whilst it is yet in greenness and not cut down, it withereth before any other herb. So are the paths of all that forget the Most High, and the hypocrite's hope shall perish. All right? Just like a green herb fades away, man, so are all y'all that are coming up against Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Coming up against his knowledge, decreeing yourself to be something great. You know? You're going to perish, man. That's simple. That's point blank, period. Okay? Why? Because you're void of knowledge. Hosea 6 and 9. Hosea chapter 4 verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, seeing that thou shalt be no priest to me. So to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you're the Israelites of the Bible, man. Follow Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Yahweh being the name of the Most High, and Yahushai being his only begotten Son. You see? So Proverbs 11 and 9 again, but through the knowledge shall the just be delivered. Isaiah 33 and verse 5. Yahweh is exalted, for he dwelleth on high. He hath filled Zion with judgment and righteousness. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure. You see? So through the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, you're going to get salvation, man. Okay? That's the renewing of your mind. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 17. Okay? Tells you the same thing, man. You know? So Romans. Right here. It's lucky. First Peter chapter 3 and verse 17, for it is better if the will of the Most High be so, that ye suffer for well doing than for evil doing. So like I made mention earlier, we're all gonna suffer, all Israel, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans scattered abroad, okay? Whether you look like an Asian, call yourself an Asian, you're all gonna suffer, man. All of you are gonna suffer. Okay, but it is better that you suffer for well-doing, for this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, for the truth, for Yahweh, for Yahweh Shai, for the names. It's better that you suffer for well-doing than for evil-doing. Okay, so it says, verse 18, for Mashiach also hath once suffered for sins, the just for the unjust, that he might bring us to the Most High, being put to death in the flesh, but quickened by the Spirit, by which also he went and preached unto the spirits in prison. Okay? We're in prison right now, man. You know? We're in prison in this flesh. It says, verse 20, which sometimes were disobedient, okay? Those same spirits were disobedient when once the long suffering of the Most High waited in the days of Noah. So how is Yahweh Shai gonna go preach to the spirits in prison, meaning hell? Okay? According to Christian doctrine. That doesn't make sense. So the spirits he was preaching to are the spirits inside of us, in this prison, this flesh, that were preached to in the times of Noah. Okay, it says, while the ark was a preparing, wherein few, that is 8 souls, were saved by water. Okay, so the same thing happened back then, same thing's gonna happen right now. People are marrying, giving into marriage, right? Being merry, full of mirth. And that's slowly being taken away by Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. So you're going to have people that are going to start looking for that ark of salvation, okay? Which is this wisdom, this knowledge, and this understanding. But like scriptures say, there's going to come a time where that wisdom, knowledge, understanding is going to be put away. You know? There's going to be a famine of the word. And people are going to run to and fro looking for who has the knowledge. Where's Great Millstone at? And they're not going to be out there anymore, man. You know? So it says, verse 20, which sometimes were disobedient, Salakia. Verse 21, the like figure whereunto even baptism doth also now save us. Okay, so the baptism is what's saving us, man. It says, not the putting away of the filth of the flesh, but the answer of a good conscience towards the Most High. Okay? Not the putting away of the filth of the flesh, which is by water, but the answer of a good conscience towards the Most High. You see? That's how you renew yourself, man. Okay? So if you think you're up here, study yourself, man. Assess what you're doing. Assess yourself. Whether you really be a man of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? So it says, not the putting away the filth of the flesh, but the answer of a good conscience towards the Most High Yahweh by the resurrection of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. So believing in Yahweh Shai, reverencing Yahweh Shai, worshiping Yahweh Shai is also part of it. Okay? It says, who has gone into heaven and is on the right hand of the Most High Power, angels and authorities and powers being made subject unto him. And that's what Psalms chapter 2 goes into. You know? So it says, Proverbs 11 and verse 10. When it goeth well with the righteous, the city rejoiceth. And when the wicked perish, there is shouting. Okay? So you best believe that we're going to be happy whenever Babylon the Great is destroyed, man. Okay? We'll look at this place like, man, we finally made it. We finally made it. Kahala Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, right? Because we don't want this place to continue, man. All right? And if you want America to continue, you're setting yourself up for destruction, man. Because this place is not going to continue. Okay? Those things that you're thinking, they're not going to come into fruition. Revelations chapter 15 and 1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous. 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for them is filled up the wrath of the Most High. Verse 2. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire. And then they had gotten the victory over the beast and over his image and over his mark. Okay? So the beast, his image, and his mark. Okay? What is the beast? Okay? Who is the beast? NATO, EU, and the system that they push. Okay? What is the mark? Or NATO and EU, Salakia. The beast is NATO and EU. What is the mark? That's the RFID chip. And what is his image? The democracy and the filthiness that they push, the philosophies they push, man. You know? So it says, and over his mark and over the number of his name stand on the scene. What is the number of his name, man? Okay? The mark of the beast is the charagma, okay? Which is a noun. All right? And it's an accusative noun at that. All right? That accusative noun makes it an actual object, a direct object. Okay? So the mark of the beast is a direct object. So it's the RFID chip. Okay? Now, or the number, it says, and over his mark and over the number of his name. Okay? So what's the number of the beast? 666, that vibration that he pushes. Okay? But when you go into the number, chai, shai, stigma, the chai and the shai make the two characters in charagma, charaks, okay, in charaks. So the chai and the shai, Elder Yashawamba and the brother Sha'ar, all right, had gone into Joe Biden. That Biden that he's pushing in his poster, okay, the E is the shai, you know, uppercase, shai. And when you go into each individual one to break it down, all right, the chai can represent Christianity, all right, or a false anointing, all right. The shai represents the cross or a stick, and the stigma represents to stick and to prick. So the RFID chip is the mark of the beast, okay. So the number of his name, which is to get over the machinations, the RFID chip implants that are going to be pushed out throughout the 4 corners of the earth, man. You know? And it's vibration that he pushes. It says, and they sing the song of Moses, the servant of the Most High, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord God Almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. Okay? And we're going to be a nation of saints, right? So going back up to Revelations 15 and 2, And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire. Okay? That sea of glass is when we're standing on those chariots, man. So-called UFOs. Looking down at the destruction of Babylon the Great, mingled with fire is the fire that's going to go up to the heavens. Okay? So we're going to be watching the destruction, man. And we're going to be singing and being in praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua because of the destruction that's coming. You know? And that goes back to the book of Proverbs where it says that the the joy. Let me get it. It's a lot. You know, because I also wanted to go somewhere else after that one. But the Spirit allows it. So this is Proverbs. Ecclesiastes, Proverbs, Psalms, Proverbs 11, and Proverbs 11 and 10. When it goeth well with the righteous, the city rejoiceth. Okay? It says, and when the wicked perish, there is shouting. You know? When the wicked perish, there is shouting. Now let me go to Sirach 10. I made mention of it earlier. You know, so now let me actually go to it. Sirach chapter 10. And verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. All right? And Yahweh Shai said, a house divided against itself cannot stand. And when you look at the NIV translation, I believe it was, it says, basically saying if there's a civil war, it'll be destroyed or something of that nature. You know, but a house divided cannot stand, meaning Esau, Edom being divided against himself is not going to stand. And there is civil war going on, man. The brother Sha'ar had brought that out from Great Millstone, Dallas. You know, it says, verse 2, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. You know? So if the wicked are in rulership, there's going to be wickedness. If the righteous are in rulership, there's going to be righteousness. Okay? Point in case, King David, King Solomon. After King Solomon, there was a split because there was a wicked and a righteous. You know? And eventually that's what led the northern kingdom of Israel, the so-called Latinos and Native Americans, all right, to go into captivity in Assyria. You know? And in Assyria, we all consulted, we all conspired and said, hey, let us go to that other land where never mankind dwelt and let us start all over. Okay, let's keep the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and let's be his people, and let's do this right. And everybody said, aye. All right. We went down through the, I believe it was the Nile, or the Euphrates, Salakia. And then we went around, and the Most High set still the waters and the floods, and we crossed over the ocean. And we came here to the Americas. You know? So we were well ordered at one point, and then eventually we went back to our ways. Why? Because we're in this flesh, in this prison. You know? That's why the Most High said, my spirit will not dwell with men for, basically, roughly paraphrasing, for much longer, because they're flesh. So it's going to be 120 years. You know? So we are flesh, and we're in this flesh, man. You know, we want nice things and this and that, you know, but that's why we constantly have to check ourselves to be, make sure that we're men of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. It says, Sirach chapter 10 and verse 3, an unwise king destroyeth his people. And look how many people died from the vaccination, man. All right? Look how many people got paralyzed from their faces for that vaccination, man. And that was just the first one. They want you to take 2, man. Imagine how much worse that shit's gonna be. Look how many people died from it. You know? There's no salvation for you 2/3 in heathen, man. The only salvation you're gonna get and you're gonna say thank you for is when you go into slavery under Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and under Yashar Allah. And you're gonna say thank you for that, man. Why? Because you're gonna rejoice like you never thought you could, right? Israel is the boss you never knew you needed, man. Under Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, of course. It says, Sirach chapter 10 and verse 3, an unwise king destroyeth his people. GMOs, okay? All these nuclear plants, all the elements that have been released into the air through the crop planes, you know, chemtrails. They're destroying their people, man. They don't give a shit about you. Fast food restaurants, you know, they don't care for you, man. It says, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. And that's why, even though we're dying from these things, through the prudence of the leaders, setting up TVs and entertainment and setting up shopping sprees and shopping centers and setting up all these distractions, that's their prudence, okay? That's them making you stay, man. The city's inhabited, okay? It says, verse 4, the power of the earth is in the hand of Yahweh. You see? So no matter how great these men think that they are, this place is all given to the hand of the Most High. And if he gives us the wisdom, knowledge, understanding, who are you to say, no, he didn't? That ain't it. The Most High is going to destroy you, man. All right? You're playing the short time, okay? You're playing for the short period of time that you have here, man. That's all you're doing, you know? You're playing for that short period. I'm going to get this while I'm here. I'm going to get that while I'm here. And I'm going to do this, this, and that. You know? But like Hebrews 13 and 14 says, for here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come, man. We're playing the long run, you know? We're not just doing a regular little race, man. We're doing a cross country, you know? So we keep that endurance and we keep going, we keep going, we keep going, we keep going, man. And not until we're in the kingdom of heaven, not until we're in those spaceships, looking down at the destruction, can we say, we finally made it. You know? It says, verse 4 again, the power of the earth is in the hand of Yahweh. And in due time will he set over it one that is profitable. Okay? So in due time, all in its seasons, man. That means we're not going to rush. We're not going to march. We're not going to pull up on Esau with guns. We're not going to do that shit, man. You know? That's the vibration of the world, man. That's what they want to push. They want to push arms and guns. We're not doing that, okay? What we're pushing is something spiritual. And you want to talk about the mark of the beast is spiritual, you got to be spiritual, man. You're not being spiritual saying we're going to take guns and come up again. If he pulls up, we pull up. Stupid, man. Scriptures say, agree with thine adversary while you're in the way. All right? Lest he deliver you to the judge, and the judge deliver you to the officer, Salakia. And that's the same thing they were doing in Rome, man. You had people that were coming up against the government that were getting killed up in the streets, man. Why? Because they're simple, they're carnal, okay? We're building something spiritual that cannot be thrown down by Esau, Edom. He's building something carnal that's going to be thrown down by the Most High Yahweh. It's simple. One against the other, two and two. That's how the Most High made everything, man. You know? So it says, I guess that was it on that. All right? But, you know, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has set this stuff up for a reason, man. You know? He set up the reprobates for a reason, and he set up the elect for a reason. You know? And those reprobates were set up to come up against the elect. You see? This is Second Thessalonians. I always say Second Thessalonians. Yeah, come on. Second Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 7. And to you who are troubled, rest with us. Okay? That's what we're doing. We're in this rest, man. And this rest doesn't mean we're going to lay down and be couch potatoes. Okay? This rest is talking about the salvation of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. Okay? I'm finally able to rest, man. I'm finally able to know. You know, when you know, okay, when you know something bad's going to happen, you start freaking out, right? But then when you know you're going to be saved, whoo, all right, there's a sigh of relaxation, man, to rest, you know? Why? Because we rest in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. It says, and to you who are troubled, rest with us, when Yahweh and Yahushai shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels in flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that know not our power, and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahushai HaMashiach, who shall be punished with everlasting destruction from the presence of the Lord and from the glory of his power, when he shall come to be glorified in his saints and to be admired in all them that believe, because our testimony among you was believed in that day. Wherefore also we pray always for you, that our power would count you worthy of this calling, and fulfill all the good pleasure of his goodness, and the works of faith with power, that the name of our Lord Yahushai HaMashiach may be glorified in you, and ye in him, according to the grace of Yahweh and the Lord of Yahushai HaMashiach, man. Okay? So, hey, man, we pray for the brotherhood. We go out to the highways and byways to edify, but mostly to preach, to prophesy, and to increase the belief and the faith in the elect. Not for the 2/3 and not for the heathen. Okay? We come out to edify. We come out to preach. We come out to prophesy. All right? For the Most High has decreed a decree, who can but prophesy? So with that, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to Yakim out there pushing this word out in sincerity and in truth. Shalom.